Florida right now taking a beating from Hurricane Irma. It is still a Category 4 storm as it moves across the Florida Keys, Key West right now, really in the path of this storm. So we've already seen the eye wall move its way around that area. That's where we have the stronger showers and thunderstorms. And this red right here is an indication of that really intense rainfall. Imagine rain coming down in sheets and buckets. That's how it is when we have that tropical rain that we're dealing with in this situation. Here where you have that area of calm weather is the eye of the storm. You usually have calmer weather right there, and that's going to be pushing across the Florida Keys very shortly. A big hazard with this storm, not only the winds, which we'll talk about in a moment, but the storm surge. Look at what is predicted once this thing really gets moving along the western tip of Florida. This right here, this pink color from roughly Fort Myers and Point South represents potentially 15 feet of coastal storm surge. So that's just that wall of water pushing in. The winds from the storm are so heavy that they push that pile, the water piles up and it pushes in against the shore. Everywhere that we see in red right here represents potentially maybe 10 or 12 feet of storm surge pushing in. Neither one of them are good news. The track of it right now, so in the next few hours, it's going to continue to really impact the Florida Keys, but really the whole state of Florida is already getting those outer rain bands. We've seen the possibility of tornadoes to pop up, really heavy rain and intense winds moving across the region. By the afternoon, it's going to move closer to Naples and Fort Myers, and then later on tonight, heading into early tomorrow morning, we're looking at it making its way around Tampa, where it's going to bring some really heavy rain. This particular model has it hugging the coast, which would not be out of the question. When you get these storms like this, they do sort of wobble a little bit. That's not unheard of, so we could see that happening with this particular storm here. But then we see a lot of the heavy rain shifting to the northern part of the state, but Florida still has a long way to go. And by Monday at noon, it begins to make that turn to the west a little bit more, and that's where we're going to see some rain pushing into parts of Georgia, perhaps Alabama, and even the far northern western tip of Florida. Eventually, a low pressure system and this system will combine. Irma will finally, break down a bit, but it will still have some low pressure associated with it that will give us some showers in our area for midweek, but we certainly won't see anything like what they're seeing down in Florida. So let's talk about some key points. This is what we know right now. Irma still a Category 4 storm pounding the Florida Keys right now and really bringing rain all over the state. We've had wind gusts up to 96 miles per hour reported by National Weather Service offices. By 2 p.m. it should be around the Naples area, still is potentially a Category 4 storm, and then in Tampa sometime after midnight it could be 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. At that point it could still be a major hurricane, a Category 3 storm still around the Tampa area, and we know that those hurricane force winds will be felt in many parts of Florida. Strong winds all over the state, along with torrential downpours possible. We'll keep tracking this for you and give you Facebook updates.